How's it going, guys? This is House Cat MMA, and it's like I always say, if you would just take a second to like and subscribe, that would be pretty tight. I'm just going to get right to it. Merab Dvalishvili is John Jonesing the Bantamweight division, and what I mean by that is he's just clearing that bitch out. I mean, he's fighting Piotr Jan next. They're at a point where he's doing rematches. And at first, I was surprised when I saw that they had announced Piotr Jan versus Merab Dvalishvili. When I thought about it, it makes sense because there's just not really anybody else. O'Malley, he's beat O'Malley twice. He's already beat Umar Nurmagomedov. O'Malley's going to fight Song Dong next, and Umar's going to fight Deepson Figueiredo next. So it would make a little bit more sense for Umar and Dvalishvili to fight after they both win their fights, and it would make less sense for O'Malley to fight Dvalishvili after he gets done with Song Dong. Since he's already beaten O'Malley twice, once by decision, the other time by finish. So, and another thing I mean by he's John Jonesing the Bantamweight division is because, in the late 2010s, late 20 teens and very early 2020s, John Jones cleared the light heavyweight division to a point where it's like they were giving, higher ranked guys big promotional pushes to kind of make pretend like they would give John Jones a good fight. It was ultra prevalent with Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, and they kind of did it with Dominic Reyes too, but Dominic Reyes had the whole undefeated prospect thing going for him, so it wasn't as prevalent. But still, he got the title shot after knocking out Chris Weidman, and that's what they're going to start doing. They're probably going to start doing rematches, and also they're probably going to give Amon Zahabi a promotional push, really pushing that he's Faraz Zahabi's kid brother, TriStar Gym, that kind of thing, and making like he's going to be a good fight for Dvalishvili. Because Dvalishvili's 34, so he's not going to be young forever, but I think he's got a good few more years of just kind of breaking guys with his, the whole pace thing, constant takedown attempts, constant just weird movement when he, on the feet. So, yeah, Dvalishvili's a monster, and, there's some big news in the UFC, a good bit of the fights for UFC 324 have been announced. You got, like I was talking about earlier, Sean O'Malley versus Song Dong. And then you got Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje. You got Deepson Figueiredo versus Umar Nurmagomedov. You got Arnold Allen versus John Silva. You got Derek Lewis versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. You got Alexa Grasso versus Rosanne Marunas. And you got Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. So, just going to give a brief overview on these fights. I'm really interested to see how Paddy Pimblett's going to do against Justin Gaethje. I think he'll win. I do. But like I talk about sometimes, he just keeps on fighting these dudes in their late 30s. I think Gaethje will be his toughest fight yet. I think Pimblett does have some dog in him. So I don't think he'll mind the scrap that Gaethje brings to the table. As far as Sean O'Malley versus Song Dong goes, Song Dong's a stud. But I think O'Malley is the best guy in the bantamweight division, not named Merab Dvalishvili. So I think he might finish Dong. Deepson Figueiredo versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Umar Nurmagomedov is obviously gonna wrestle fuck him for 3 rounds. Which maybe that'll be the case. Now that I think about it, maybe because Stephenson's a pretty good wrestle fucker too. So who knows? Then you got Arnold Allen versus John Silva. Both guys are killers. Arnold Allen's kind of like the modern era Rory McDonald a little bit, like just giant for the weight class, uh, long, rangy, stronger than shit. So I wonder how it's going to go one of two ways. Either Silva's going to really bring the fucking scrap and he might knock him out, or Allen's just going to outclass him. But I don't really, because Silva's so good, I don't think anybody's outclassing him. So I don't know who's going to win that fight. I'm going to go, if I had to pick right now, I'm going to say Arnold Allen. Then you got Derek Lewis versus Valdo Cortez Acosta. Derek Lewis is going to be 42 in February. 42. At what point is he going to step in that cage and be in his 40s? You know, he's been able to fight for so long because he never had like a young man style. His style is always, I'm going to wait and you're going to keep on fucking around and I'm going to knock your ass out. And you can fight for a long time with that style, and he hasn't taken much punishment. So, and at heavyweight, those guys can just fight longer. Acosta's just so good. He's not win the belt good, but he's top 5 contender good. He's gonna live. He's a young guy. He's gonna live in that top 5 for a little bit. He's not top 5 right now, but he'll be that, and that's where he's gonna live. He's kind of gonna be like Derek Lewis, not Derek Lewis. Sorry, he's gonna be like Curtis Blades, just living in that 3 to 7 type shit. But this seems like the type of fight where Lewis is gonna get his come from behind knockout. I could see that happening. Then you got Alexa Grasso versus Rose Namajunas. That's a tough one to call, but I think I'm gonna go Namajunas just for striking, pretty much. And then you got Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. I mean, obviously, Kayla Harrison is gonna beat any female you throw in front of her. Like, nobody's giving her any problems. And she's just so strong. So strong for a woman. Like, but so's Nunes. But Harrison just brings it to a whole other level on strong. Like, I think Kayla Harrison could, I think she could take out a top 15 male flyweight. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Merab Dvalishvili's John Jonesing the Bantamweight division. Pretty soon it's going to get to where he's going to, they might lobby for him to go up to 145, but the cool thing about Dvalishvili, he's not a small 35er, but he's not a big 35er. So that's kind of out. I doubt he walks around much more than 157. And big news, UFC 324. That's a hell of a card. I like that they got a heavyweight fight on it. Harrison versus Nunes. I'm actually excited for that. I love it when Sean O'Malley's fighting. I'm a Sean O'Malley maniac. Arnold Allen versus John Silva. That's actually, I can't figure out which one I'm most excited about. Arnold Allen versus John Silva might be that. It's probably a tie between that and Derek Lewis versus Valdo Cortez Acosta. But this is House Cat MMA, and I'll catch y'all later.